Schwartz, and as chair of the ABA International Law Section, it is my honor to greet you this morning. Over the coming days, you will have the opportunity to explore interesting legal issues, listen to leading luminaries, and meet fabulous people. After all, you're here. You will be able to learn together, teach together, eat together, walk together, and mentor together. If we pay more attention to each other than to this, and I'm really speaking to myself and having you listen, we will come away from these days energized by our new friends and experiences and new contacts, along with the uniqueness of this conference. Before turning to additional words of greeting, I want to share my deepest thanks to our conference co-chairs, Yiwa Chen, Paul Edelberg, Jay Lee, Philippe Shin, and Elizabeth Wang. Is Elizabeth here yet? She had delays in getting here, so. Yiwa and Jay, your tireless efforts were particularly impressive. Everything you see and enjoy at this conference is the product of the hard work of this fabulous team, with special thanks to our incomparable membership, meetings, and marketing director, Angela Benson, who is trying to sneak out of the door before I recognize her. And so I want to really give her. I must also thank our amazing sponsors, our primary sponsors, Kim and Chang, Lee and Co., Paul Weiss, and Yulchan, our platinum sponsors, Bae Kim and Lee, Jip Young, K&L Gates, and Shin Kim, our gold sponsor, Angie Broad, our silver sponsor, Arnold Golden Gregory, our bronze sponsor, Ashurst, our conference app and program material sponsor, Cobra and Kim, our delegate bag sponsor, DLA Piper, our dispute resolution and litigation track sponsor, Arnold and Porter, our mergers and acquisition, joint ventures, and foreign direct investment track sponsor, Fox Rothschild, and our exhibitors, AI Lingo and Asia Business Law Journal. Partnering with each of you on this conference has been an absolute pleasure. So enough of my speaking. I'm honored to introduce to you our host, Dean Dongjin Park from Yonsei Law School. Professor Park currently serves as Dean of Yonsei University Law School. He earned his Juris Doctorate degree from München University in Germany. His research area is civil law, and he has served as president of the two academic societies in Korea, the Korean Society of Law and Medicine and the Korean Association of Civil Law. It's good that you, I don't know, are you also a medical doctor, or is it just a legal degree? That enough is impressive. So Dean Park, we thank you and thank Yonsei University for hosting us, and we look forward to your words of greeting. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Dongjin Park, Dean of Yonsei University Law School. The Honorable Philip Goldberg, Ambassador of the United States of America to the Republic of Korea, Honorable current members of American Bar Association International Law Section from many countries, and distinguished lawyers from home and abroad, and ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all participants. I'm highly honored to make these remarks here for this ABA ILS Asia Pacific Conference held at Yonsei University. Special thanks go to David Schwartz, Chair of the American Bar Association International Law Section, for his presence here and his welcoming remarks. Dear moderators, presenters, and discussants, I also express my sincere appreciation for your contribution. Yonsei University has been dedicated to educate the future leaders of our society in the spirit of Christianity, fostering a strong and lasting commitment to the principles of truth and freedom over the last 138 years. Currently, more than 30 students are studying here at Yonsei campus, Yonsei University is definitely one of the leading universities in Korea, I think, and I hope too. In particular, Yonsei Law School has set up two educational goals of training at these three. First, ethical legal professionals who contribute to legal democracy and rule of law. And second, competent legal professionals who open a global era. And last, creative legal professionals who lead a knowledge-based society. Yonsei Law School's high-level faculty and experts in the field of law and practice have been teaching and training law students. This is evidenced by the excellent social presence of Yonsei Law School's graduates in outstanding law firms, courts, prosecutor's office, public or private enterprises, and the Constitutional Court of Korea, and so on. I know that the main theme of this conference is law and technology in a changing world. In fact, there has always been change since the beginning of human history. However, the current pace of change is so fast that the expression super fast changing world seems more appropriate than the expression just changing world. And law, which seems to be somewhat static or stable, faces great challenges when dealing with rapidly developing technology. Moreover, as recognized in, for example, the regulating fake news versus protecting free expression debate, the conflict between legal philosophical values is becoming more prominent, along with the very fast changing technology. However, these great challenges are also great opportunities for us. I think we all are gathered here to discuss these opportunities. I hope that these opportunities will become more evident while digitalized transactions, digital platforms, IP, patent, tech joint ventures related issues are discussed. October at Yonsei is beautiful. Especially the sky is so beautiful. Yonsei's famous alumni in 1940s, poet Dong Ju-yoon, looked up to the sky and have been struggling to live with no shame. I hope that you will catch these opportunities to prepare for a very fast change in technology by looking at the sky during the breaks between intense seminars. I appreciate your kind attention. Thank you.
Before continuing with welcome remarks from Ambassador Goldberg, Philip S. Goldberg, I want to first acknowledge the presence of several individuals. Recognizing the importance of our conference, President Yoon asked Young-Sung Lee, Secretary to the President for International Legal Affairs, to join us for our opening ceremonies. He comes bearing a message from the President, which I will now read. This is the unofficial translation. Members of the American Bar Association, my sincere congratulations on the ABA International Law Sections Conference in Seoul. The ABA was founded in 1878 based on a commitment to freedom and justice, and has contributed to the promotion of the rule of law. In particular, the International Law Section is supported by approximately 20,000 members across 100 countries in exploring international legal issues. I am pleased to witness the International Law Section's conference take place in Seoul under the theme of law and technology in a changing world, and as noted, it should be called super fast changing world. The emergence of generative AI, led by ChatGPT, has heightened our anticipation for the changes that digital innovation will bring. It has also raised global concerns that the digital divide may undermine human dignity and that the proliferation of disinformation may threaten democracy and freedom. In September last year at New York University, I, this is the President speaking, emphasize the need for a new order in the era of deepening digitalization through the New York Initiative. In September this year, I introduced a digital Bill of Rights declaring that digital technology must be utilized to expand human freedom and contribute to humanity's solidarity. The Republic of Korea is committed to developing a global digital order, including the establishment of international institutions. I urge you, as members of the ABA International Law Section, to participate actively in the development of a global digital order. I look forward to your insightful recommendations during the conference. I wish you a wonderful time during your stay in Seoul, in the rich culture and the autumn ambiance our country has to offer. Thank you. And thank you. Please send your thanks. Additionally, I want to recognize that Dean Hwang Lee from Korea University Law School is here, and we thank Dean Lee and Korea University for hosting us when we were last here in 2018. As I joked at our table, as a Yale Law graduate, I had to go with a Y starting law school, so that is why we're here, not really, but that is one of the reasons why we're here at Yonsei University today. Also here are several past chairs of the International Law Section, including, in reverse chronological order, Marcos Rios, Robert Brown, Glenn Hendricks, and Joan Silkenet. Jim is also a former president of the entire American Bar Association, so we thank you all for attending. We are similarly honored to have Cyrus Vance, former Manhattan District Attorney, with us as well. We also have several general counsel present or planning to attend our conference, including Juwon Kim from HL Mondo, Yuri Kim from Toolgen, and unfortunately, due to the situation in Israel, Shmuel Sunray, who is planning to be here from NSO, is unable to participate. Unable to participate in person. We hope to have him participating remotely due to the situation, unfortunately, that's going on in Israel. And we thank the many corporations sending in-house counsel to participate, including Alcon, American Express, Coupang, Google, LG Chem, Meta, Ocean Winds, Oracle, and SK Hynix. I'm now thrilled to introduce Ambassador Philip S. Goldberg. Ambassador Goldberg has served as the United States Ambassador to the Republic of Korea since 2022. Before that, he served as the United States Ambassador to Colombia, the Philippines, and Bolivia, along with Cuba and Chile as acting ambassador. The ambassador, who has served under Presidents Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden, also served in the U.S. State Department as Assistant Secretary of State for Intelligence and Research. He has received numerous honors for his work, including Presidential Distinguished and Meritorious Rank Awards, the State Department's Distinguished Honor Award, and the U.S. Intelligence Community's Silver Seal Medallion. Today, we are the ones who feel honored by your presence, so please join me in welcoming Ambassador Philip S. Goldberg to share welcome remarks for our conference.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Korea. I'm pleased that so many distinguished legal scholars and practitioners are here this morning. Let me thank David Schwartz for this invitation to join you, and to Dean Pak especially for Yonsei's hospitality in hosting this important event. Today, I want to emphasize the strength of the ROK-US alliance. It's based on our shared values, our deep economic cooperation, and it's that cooperation that enables us to confidently confront the geopolitical challenges of tomorrow. Importantly for this group, it's also based in a shared belief in the rule of law and the need for rules-based order here in this region and throughout the world. This year marks the 70th anniversary of the U.S.-ROK alliance. However, the relationship goes back even further. It was 141 years ago, in 1882, that our countries signed the Treaty of Peace, Amity, Commerce, and Navigation. The first such treaty signed between Korea and a Western nation. This treaty created the opportunity for Koreans to live, work, and study anywhere in the United States, and for Americans to conduct trade in Korean ports. In addition to this long history, our ironclad alliance is based on shared values and a shared vision. The founding documents of our nations, the 1776 U.S. Declaration of Independence and the 1919 Declaration of Independence here, both express a deep shared interest and vision of freedom. Our nations have continuously recommitted themselves to these democratic ideals as we pursue equality and the rule of law. Moreover, this alliance is still very dynamic. In August, our leaders signed the historic Spirit of Camp David statement, U.S., Korea, and Japan, where they committed to opening a new era of bilateral and trilateral partnership. In the past year, we've had an inaugural session of a nuclear consultative group, an enduring mechanism for our combined extended deterrence in the region. And in the economic realm, our leaders are expanding international economic cooperation in EV batteries and semiconductors. You've all seen the explosion of Korean investment in the United States in these areas. It will help us achieve our green economy goals, our interest in dealing with climate change, but it also has opened up opportunities for further commerce between our two countries. Our bilateral relationship is a testament to the close ties between our peoples, as is evidenced here today, to our shared democratic values and to the leadership of Presidents Yoon and Biden. An essential component of our bilateral partnership is economic cooperation. It should be no surprise that when President Biden first visited South Korea in 2022, that his first stop was at Samsung's industrial complex in Pyeongtaek. This plant is a visible display of our country's deep economic cooperation. Additionally, our economies are more intertwined than ever before. U.S. firms like Netflix and Coupang have invested billions in Korea. Likewise, Korean firms are, as I say, investing tremendous amounts, reaching $100 billion at this point, just over the past 2.5 years. Since the U.S.-Korea Free Trade Agreement went into effect over a decade ago, bilateral trade has grown by nearly 75%. Since the start of the Biden administration, ROK firms have announced $110 billion in new investments in the United States. From digital content, AI and semiconductors to electric vehicles, biotech, robotics, and solar, we're partnering to secure supply chains for the cutting edges of the new economies, the next generation of technologies that will also accelerate a clean energy transition. The U.S. deep engagement with the Republic of Korea on economic issues is one of the most striking examples of how we are deepening our alliance and weaving it together in innovative and mutually reinforcing ways into a new fit-for-purpose coalition. Simply put, on so many consequential issues and priorities for our peoples, the Indo-Pacific and the world, we're working full scale with our partners here in the Republic of Korea. As global partners, the U.S. and the Republic of Korea are negotiating a 21st century economic framework, the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, or IPEF. We're also building supply chain resiliency through our other multilateral initiatives like the Mineral Securities Partnership and the East Asia Semiconductor Dialogue. what we call the Fab Four. Two recent pieces of legislation, which I know you'll be discussing during this conference, the Inflation Reduction Act, IRA, and the CHIPS Act, have driven much of our recent economic dynamism. The IRA is the Biden administration's historic commitment to build a new clean energy economy, and I'm delighted to see how many Korean companies quickly moved to use these funds and help the United States accelerate its clean energy transition. Korean firms stand to benefit as well, much more from the IRA incentives than competitors from any other country. The United States is the second largest auto market in the world, and Korean companies, auto companies, and the component companies and suppliers are in a perfect position to provide the technology needed to electrify the U.S. fleet. Similarly, the CHIPS Act represents one of America's largest investments in its technological competitiveness. This law aims to secure critical semiconductor supply chains, including by providing trusted manufacturers like Korea's world-class chip firms, as well as like-minded partners, with the economic incentives necessary to expand manufacturing capacity, R&D, and other elements of the value chain in the United States. I encourage you all to help your clients take full advantage of these investment opportunities. Why is the economic cooperation so important? The economic realities of our time require us to stay vigilant. Some actors would use our most advanced technologies to undermine peace, security, and human rights. For example, we've successfully partnered with our allies to counter Russian aggression in Ukraine and to address risks to our collective economic security from the People's Republic of China. Our small yard, high fence approach is strategic and precise in how we select and protect our most sensitive technologies. Furthermore, we're working closely with our allies, including Korea, to protect these technologies from malign actors. Our groundbreaking partnership on export controls serves the long-term interests of both nations. To this end, it's also important to the issue that we agreed to at the Camp David Summit on a disruptive technology protection enforcement exchange, in which the three countries, US, Japan, Korea, will expand collaboration on technology protection measures, including information sharing and the exchange of best practices across the three countries' enforcement agencies to help advance our enforcement efforts. Our FBI and Department of Commerce colleagues in September met with Korean officials to hold the first Disruptive Technology Protection Network meeting to promote enhanced cooperation on export control enforcement. Together, we're working to define what technologies need protection and how joint enforcement can be implemented. So these are important and exciting times in the U.S.-ROK relationship. Never have our countries been as economically linked and politically aligned. In this turbulent world, as we've seen in Israel over the last few days, our ironclad alliances based on shared values of democracy and rule of law make the alliance strong. And make no mistake, what we're seeing in Israel at the moment is an important element of our shared values in the rule of law and the need for Israel to have the right to protect itself against the barbarism that we saw take place. And so these kinds of alliances, whether in Europe or here in Asia, allow us to push back against malign forces, whether it's in North Korea or elsewhere, to continue to pursue a future where our nations can prosper and where the rule of law will prevail. And I welcome the role of the American Bar Association and its many legal practitioners and the role you all play in developing and promoting policies in support of this rules-based international order. Thanks again for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Ambassador. I just want to highlight three things that you emphasized. The first, history. That you highlighted the history that helps us understand how we got to here and why we chose to have this conference on technology in this location, and so thank you for that. The second is that you highlighted the current activities, legal laws that have been recently passed that highlight the importance of this issue at this particular moment. And so I thank you for that as well. And the third thing that you did is that you highlighted the importance of the rule of law. The rule of law is crucial to every aspect of this section. And when I think about what we're doing, essentially, in response to what happened, the tragedy, the terrible tragedy of the terrorist activity that happened in Israel, is to say we are enforcing and encouraging and developing and strengthening the rule of law. And if we want to identify a method of best combating, if you're not yourself a combatant, best combating the efforts of those who want to undermine the rule of law, it's to participate in conferences like this that encourage the development and express the need for that rule of law. I know we have a very busy schedule, but before we let you go, we in the ABA International Law section would like to share with you a small token of our appreciation for your joining with us this morning and for all that you do on behalf of the United States. We hope that that as you continue to serve the United States, you'll remember us each and every time that you use our gifts. So I'll note the first is that there are two publications that we've produced. One is Kiss, Bow, or Shake Hands. You probably already know everything that's in this book as part of the diplomatic corps, but we really wanted to share that with you. The second is on the issue of the rule of law, building the rule of law. This is the ABA's, essentially the history of our efforts, first-hand accounts from a 30-year global campaign to build the rule of law. And of course, one of the authors of that, of this text, or editors of this text, is Jim Silkenet, the former president of the ABA, and I know that he's right there in the back, so thank you so much, Jim. And so I share this as well. And finally, on behalf of the International Law section, we know that you have a lot of writing to do, so whether it's whether you need a pen or a pencil, we hope that you'll take these and use them for not only the work that you do on behalf of the United States, but especially as emphasized by the pin that you're wearing, the 70-year relationship between our country, the United States, and Korea.
Thanks very much.
Thank you so much. So please do not go anywhere, although I will note that at the back of the room we have some tables set up with breakfast, and so feel free to get that as we reset this table, this dais, in order to put our first program together. But that program will take place here, and so I'm pleased to call upon Eva Graham and the panelists for our opening plenary, but we'll need to, I think, move some tables around to get that set up, and so we'll begin in just a moment. So please, thank you so much, and look forward to a wonderful conference together.